Hey everybody, back again on the trail. Beautiful day. Sun shining. It wasn't a few days ago though. So today's Tuesday. Saturday, Hurricane Dorian came through here, made landfall as a Category 2 in Nova Scotia. And obviously I understand that that's not nearly as bad as what has happened in the Bahamas and other areas. But, obviously it's still a strong storm coming through it at a Category 2. So it was interesting knowing that it was coming. You prepare as much as you can while understanding that it's probably not going to be a huge deal for most people here, other than like power outages and stuff. And so our power was out for a little over 24 hours, and it was an inconvenience for sure, especially wanting to make sure that the food in the fridge and stuff didn't go bad. But luckily it wasn't out for too long, and we were able to get some coffee in the morning and a little breakfast, just some home fries from a couple of places that did have power. So in any case, it wasn't too bad. But it did get me thinking that, once we actually buy a place and get out, I want to make sure that everything is super geared. I want to have like solar power backups. I didn't like it. I did not like not having power and not having the ability to do the things that I wanted to do. We made it through just fine, obviously. And again, I'm not comparing my situation in any way to the devastation that this storm caused earlier on in its cycle. But, it was an experience for sure. So one thing, though, that I did during the hurricane is, now this was before it made landfall, and it did make landfall about maybe 100 kilometers east, 60 miles or so east of me. So while we did see some strong winds, we did not get the worst of the storm. That was just a little ways away, so it could have been worse for sure. But our town was live streaming the storm, first from the town hall, and then when the power went out over there, I set up a second camera, which when I looked at it, I was like, I know this place. I know exactly where this is. So it was just down the road from me a little ways. I could recognize it because I've walked by there. I could see the river. I could see these two driveways that I'm like, okay, yeah, I know where that is. That's just down the road. So anyway, in that moment, I looked at Jamie and was just like, I think I need to make a sign and go beyond that live stream. I think I need to do some, vegan activism out in the hurricane. So sure enough, we made a sign. Obviously to keep it dry, just used some Bristol board and some like electrical tape, some black electrical tape, put it inside of a clear bag, and then, so it'd be waterproof. And it wasn't super windy at that time, but it was definitely really rainy. So I'll put some footage here at some point of what it looked like. As you can see from there, the wind wasn't really picked up yet. But so I live up on a hill, and I had to walk down this hill and then down the road. And the amount of water pouring down over this hill was just ridiculous. Like, it was just a river. And that's the first time I've ever met anybody on this trail. That was odd. Because this is like the Through the Woods trail. Anyway, just so much water coming down. It was just unreal. Like, the ditches were just overflowed. The whole road was just a river. So, I was like immediately soaked. I walked outside and, I wore running clothes and my running shoes, stuff that I knew would dry out okay. But, I was just like so super soaked after 5 seconds outside, you know, walking through inches of water. It was hilarious, but did find the place. So I knew right where the place was. Had my phone in a Ziploc bag with the live stream going, so I could see myself as I approached, so I could position myself. And stood in front of this house that was live streaming out their living room window for the town, holding a "Live Vegan" sign. And, you know, probably not like a huge audience or anything, but it was still kind of cool. Like, it's a good way to good way to get the word out. And it was just funny because there were some cars that were going by and stuff, and you know, they'd slow down, like, what the hell is this crazy person doing out here with holding up a sign? Like, what the hell is this? And I imagine that the people that were inside the house were probably like, what the hell? But, you know, whatever. It is what it is. I wanted to take advantage of the situation, and so, yeah, if you have a storm, if you have a hurricane going on, and it's safe to do so, and the town is live streaming it, go find the feed and hold up a "Go Vegan" sign. So, and it was actually funny. I did get one comment on the stream. Someone was like, "Risking Dorian to spread veganism, #dedicated." So that was cool. I don't know, just thought I'd share that anyway. It's just one of those things. Hurricane came through, had to find a way to entertain myself, and figured what better way to do that than to go walk through this storm and be a voice for the animals. Yeah, anyway, that's that. And so power came back on Sunday evening. Luckily, we've got a community center that had their power restored by then. They were offering charging stations and the showers for anybody who needed it. So that was cool. I was a little bit concerned that the power was still going to be out at the house that I'm house sitting this week, like for dog sitting. But she did get her power back as well, so that's good. So I'll be staying there this week overnight, still going to work during the day, and then just returning there afterwards, let the dog out, do that kind of thing. But I might have something separate here for that. I'm not really sure, coming up in a few days. But anyway, just wanted to share the Hurricane Dorian experience. It was definitely one of the worst storms to come through Nova Scotia in a very long time. Again, not nearly as bad as some folks further south. Obviously, you know, my heart goes out to anybody who has had to deal with that. It's rough enough just going without power for 24 hours. So, but if you have an opportunity to take advantage of a situation and be a voice for the animals, I urge you to do so, as long as it is safe. So full disclaimer here, I'm not advising you to go outside in a hurricane. I'm just saying that if you have an opportunity to take advantage of a situation safely, go ahead and do so, because the animals need us. Anyway, that's about it. I'm gonna head back to work just on my lunch break. I'll see you in the next one, guys. Peace.